debris was going out to the ocean, and surf fighters scratch your head and they think, wait a minute, you know, the beach cleanups are important, but what if we could get at the source? What if we could go to where this pollution starts and nip it in the bud? And that's how they have a program called the Ocean Friendly Garden Program that came about. And so the Ocean Friendly Garden Program is about getting the rain to soak into the ground. And as a professional landscape contractor, I can tell you there's a lot of pesticides and herbicides that are put out there. And you know what? People typically, if they need to put herbicide or feel the need for herbicide or pesticides, will typically put more than they need. And then if it rains, where does all that go to? It goes down the sewer and into the ocean. If there's motor oil, there's brake dust, there's pollution, all that stuff, it gets washed down, and it doesn't go into the ground, it goes out to the ocean. The ocean is not a garbage dump. And just like our stomach is not a garbage dump. People sometimes eat like it is, but it really is. We really need to take care of our bodies, and we really need to take care of our environment. Everything is connected. So one of the interesting things about what you're seeing tonight, where you're actually standing on, or sitting on rather, is this whole area used to be a natural swimming pool. In fact, 10 years ago, we built America's the fourth natural swimming pool in the United States, right here. It was a system from Germany, worked really well. We used plants as a filtration, no chemicals. It was like, wow. But then about 5 years ago, I got to thinking, you know, we live so close to the ocean. It does take energy to keep the pump running. There is evaporation with it. I think I'm going to change. This, and we're going to do something that's more sustainable. So what we did was we kept the shell, and you're sitting on these things right here. They're called eco rain boxes, and what they do is they're like Lego. They snap together like Legos, and you can actually stack them up, and that's what we did. We stacked them up about, I don't remember, 3 or 4 deep. We have video of this, and we have also Facebook pictures of this, but we stacked them up 3 or 4 deep. The sole purpose of this is to hold a lot of weight and hold water. So we're able to stack enough of them down here that we'll save about 5,000 gallons of rainwater when it rains. And when it rains, we collect water from this roof here to this, and they funnel down underneath here. And then we put about 12 inches of sand on top of that. And then after we put the sand, I chose to put back a patio. I was able to find stone that looked like that was pretty much the same stuff as over there. However, instead of doing concrete between the flagstones, I thought, let me do something that's going to be an example for the world. And at the time, I wasn't thinking of having sustainability meetings here, but I thought someday maybe people would like to see this. So this is called FlexiPaint. It's ground up passenger tires that when they go bald, and we've all have to pay a few bucks, to get our tires changed. And what do they do with the tires typically? They'll burn them. Yeah, they burn them. Lovely for the environment, right? Burning tires and black smoke. Or they'll just sit in a landfill for hundreds of years. And so imagine the time of Christopher Columbus. I mean, tires that were, if there were tires around back then, and they would still be around now. I mean, can you fathom that? It's beyond fathoming that. Thanks, Christopher Columbus. Well, thankfully they didn't leave us that legacy, but can you imagine the legacy that we leave, for the future? So this is the time to do something, and so that's why we need to implement reduce, reuse, recycle. There's also something called CPR, the Ocean Friendly Gardens have. But here's the thing, that this stuff right here is actually not just recycled car tires, but I can put a hose there, turn the water on, and water goes right through it. And I can drive on it. Yeah, so it's permeable like you can't imagine. I've got a sample in the garage I've got to pull out, but I have a round sample of it. I pour water through that, and it's amazing. It just goes straight through. So when it rains, it's beyond rainwater diversion, where in a garden, a lot of people are doing these things called rain gardens, where it's just a big hole in the ground. They put rocks and some plants in it, and when it rains, the rain will just set there and it'll slowly collect down. This actually saves 5,000 gallons of rainwater, and then we'll reuse it in the summertime when we need it for plants and so on. If you have a rain barrel, I have a fancy rain barrel there. It has a peacock on it, on the face of it, in honor of Ellie Mae. She's our resident peacock. She actually lives in the neighborhood here. We know, I have some neighbors here, so we know her. But anyway, when that one gets filled up, you can see where the pipe comes down and it fills that up. As soon as that one fills, the overflow goes into this rainwater harvesting system here. So it's some really cool stuff. Anybody here into vegetable gardening? Okay, we've got a few. Next month, the first Saturday afternoon of every